In today's video, I want to highlight some free stuff you can get on the PlayStation Store right now. The preload for an awesome open beta is live right now. That is the Black Desert open beta, and on top of that, one of the better PlayStation 4 exclusives that have ever been released has just gotten a Prologue demo. We'll highlight that, and on top of that, No Man's Sky is about to get its next major expansion with No Man's Sky Beyond. We got the update launch trailer for that. Do want to highlight that as well at the end of this video. First up, always like to give you guys a heads up on some free stuff available. The Black Desert Online beta will be kicking off tomorrow. You can preload it right now. The open beta will be kicking off August 9th at 12 a.m. Pacific time. That's 3 a.m. Eastern. And I know Black Desert is a game that's gotten a little bit of a mixed reception, but there's still a lot to like about the game. It's a sandbox MMORPG. It's got fast-paced, action-packed combat. You'll hunt monsters and huge bosses, fight with your friends in a guild to siege nodes and conquer castles, train your life skills such as fishing, trading, crafting, cooking, and much more. There's a lot of depth to what Black Desert Online offers. Yes, is it grindy at times? Absolutely. This is one of the most grindy games that you're gonna come across, but typically with MMORPGs, that's generally the case with a lot of them. However, Black Desert does seem to have that amplified a little bit. The console version does have some differences compared to the PC version. However, a lot of the content is retained, and really one of the highlight elements about BDO is the customizability. There's a ridiculous amount of character customizability in this game, from how you actually detail your characters and make them look to your actual influences to the character, what class you play as, what type of attributes you focus on. There's a lot of depth to Black Desert Online, and I'm just hoping that this is a game that they remain committed to on the PlayStation 4. It gets updated, it just gets better and better, and I do think it could be a rather compelling experience. However, if you're not completely sold on the game, if you don't know if you want to get super invested into it when it is released, because it's not a free-to-play game, that's something that I feel like I need to note over and over again. Yes, there has been this large influx of a lot of free-to-play games on PlayStation 4, but Black Desert Online is not a free-to-play title. In fact, I believe the pre-order is actually going for like $30, which is kind of crazy. I think by the time that the game releases, they should adjust the price to $10 because the pre-order does come with a lot of in-game items and additional content. However, the base game, you could buy that on PC and Xbox One and it's just $10, and that does let you get into the game. And I hope that'll be the same case with the PlayStation 4. But nonetheless, the beta will be kicking off tomorrow and it'll be running until August 13th until 2 a.m. Pacific time. That's 5 a.m. Eastern. So you've got a 4-day window to check out the game. It's essentially kicking off tonight, and then it'll be ending at Sunday night if my math is correct. So do give that a look. Again, Preload is live right now, and you do want to preload it because it is a hefty 37GB install. Alright, moving on from that, Judgment has also gotten a Prologue demo. Judgment, of course, is the game made by the Yakuza team, and it was a fantastic game. I know reviews-wise, it's not like it completely knocked it out of the park. On Metacritic, it has an 80, which is definitely respectable. That's a high-quality score. However, I would personally rank it a little bit higher. If you guys are familiar with the Yakuza games, it follows a lot of the elements of those titles. However, it definitely has its own flair to it as well, and this is a game that you can tell was built ground up for the PlayStation 4. With the existing Yakuza games, visually, they look good, don't get me wrong, but with Judgment, you can tell that this was designed for the current generation of consoles, and it looks fantastic. The story is exciting, and I can't say enough good things about Judgment. I just thought it was a great game, and honestly, I would rank it up there with some of the better PlayStation 4 exclusives. Is it one of the best, absolute best PS4 exclusives among Uncharted 4, God of War, and games like that? Probably not, but I would say it's at the tier right below that, and the full game is actually seeing a sizable discount on the PlayStation Store right now. I believe it's south of $40, so definitely give it a look. Try out the demo first, and if you like what that offers, do check out the full game because I do think you guys are going to be pleased. I know a lot of you guys have never given the Yakuza games a look. Maybe it was because the games didn't offer English voiceovers. However, that's not a problem in Judgment. You've got English voiceovers. If you want to play with Japanese voiceovers and English subtitles, it has that option as well. A game that really appeals to the Western audience. And I just think there's a lot to like, and I'll be beating the Judgment drum as long as I can, as long as enough people aren't playing the game, as this is one title that deserves a lot more recognition. So do check out the Prologue demo. Again, the BDO beta and Judgment Prologue demo are both free, so do give them a look. Alright, next up, No Man's Sky is getting a major free expansion, and that's been the imperative word with No Man's Sky. It's getting a bunch of free expansions. The game was released all the way back in 2016, but it has made massive strides since then, and over the last 3 years, it has just improved greatly. Hello Games today has released the launch trailer for No Man's Sky Beyond, and the update is due out on August 14th, but here's a rundown of the update through Hello Games. Beyond is the culmination of 12 months of work on what was originally going to be 3 large separate updates. The more we got into development, however, the more those individual pieces started to coalesce and become interdependent on each other. Virtual reality is cool and a major undertaking for procedurally generated universe, but virtual reality becomes all the more enjoyable and immersive when you're playing with friends, be they virtual reality players or not. Bringing the social multiplayer and enhancements we wanted to make together with VR seemed not only desirable and natural, but unstoppable. Remember that everything you see in our launch trailer can be experienced in virtual reality if you have a headset. We'll be telling you a little bit more about some of the other elements of Beyond very soon. Beyond is not only our biggest update today, but it also feels like our most important. It feels like all the different strands of the game have come together and unified the experience more than any other update before it. The community has helped us get to this point in so many ways. Your feedback, encouragement, and support fuels us and makes us strive for more and better every day. It is never easy when the standards you set for us and we set ourselves are so ambitious, but the highs certainly outweigh the lows, and it is a privilege to be on this roller coaster with you. This is another step on our journey, and the journey continues. Okay, so I really wanted to read that statement because it gives you an idea of what's going inside the mind of Hello Games, and they've gone through a lot. If you remember, prior to the release of No Man's Sky, there were a lot of hurdles to overcome, and then No Man's Sky was released, and they got absolutely lambasted, and rightfully so. The game didn't have the content that players wanted, and it was a far cry from what we were expecting, and I don't think many were honestly expecting the game to recover the way it has. However, through consistent updates and now with this massive update with No Man's Sky Beyond, this game is really becoming what we expected, and it's becoming even better than that. Remember, we initially never thought virtual reality was gonna be a thing. We thought it would be cool in No Man's Sky, but we never heard that it was gonna be a part of NMS. But now it's coming to No Man's Sky. Better online play is coming to No Man's Sky. More content is being added to the game, and it's all being done through free expansions. Now, I feel like they had to release them in the form of free updates just because if they were paid expansions, the narrative would get shifted a little bit in that they released a broken game at $60 and then they released expansions for said broken game, but they charged for those expansions. The narrative would be completely different. Because they released all of these updates for free, it has really gotten players invested back into the game, and given the fact that it is free, what's happened is a lot of those people that bought No Man's Sky and maybe traded it in or they refunded it on Steam, now they're going back and picking up the game, so I'm sure Hello Games is seeing some revenue with all of the releases of No Man's Sky and people getting reinvested into the game and buying it once again, and new players also getting on board and checking out No Man's Sky. Is the game perfect? No, but based on playing it recently, I really am digging what No Man's Sky has to offer, and I'm excited to see where they can go in the future, because as Hello Games has reiterated over and over again, yes, Beyond is a massive update, but this is not where the journey ends. The journey is going to continue with more content, more updates, and that's kind of staggering to think about. At some point, you would think that some of this content would be paid for, and honestly, with the next expansion, I wouldn't really get up in arms if they did release an expansion and maybe charge $4.99 or $9.99 for it if it was super cheap, because they've done so much for the game, and with Beyond, based on everything I've heard about virtual reality, it seems to be a whole new layer added to the game and really adds something completely new to the game that again gets you reinvested into the game. So I'm so happy to see where No Man's Sky has gone from 2016. Back then I was very vocal about where the game was at, but over the next 3 years, man, they have just made a very compelling product out of No Man's Sky. And that's why I've always been saying, if you're counting out games like Anthem, if you're counting out games like Fallout 76, you know, you have reason to do so, but then I point to you guys games like Final Fantasy 14, Elder Scrolls Online, and No Man's Sky is the most recent one, where yes, a game can be down, but it is never really out as long as the developer stays incredibly committed to it. In the case of Anthem, I don't think BioWare is staying super committed to it. Fallout 76, on the other hand, it does seem like Bethesda is trying to make the game better, so we'll see how that goes, but for now, No Man's Sky is definitely a quality product to check out. And also, be mindful of the fact in 2016, we were paying $60 for the game. Now the game is readily available for $30, so that is incredible. And that's gonna conclude this video. Again, the Black Desert Online Beta is available to install right now. It'll be going live tonight, so definitely give that a look. I know it's a game that not all of you are gonna dig. However, I think for those of you that are looking to sink hundreds upon hundreds, maybe even thousands of hours into a game, Black Desert Online will be a quality one. The Judgment Prologue demo is available as well. If you've yet to check that game out, please do so. Always gotta beat the drum of that. More people definitely need to play that. And No Man's Sky's Beyond update will be launching August 14th, and we've got an update launch trailer as well. Do check that out. And that's gonna conclude this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.